Hey, how are you guys doing? Just wanted to check in. Also send a little update video about some stuff for how we're going to proceed. But first off, I want to pray for us just like I've done in all the other videos. So let me pray real quick. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. I just thank you that we're able to remain open and conduct business, Lord. I just thank you that for that blessing. I ask you just continue to give us wisdom and discernment as we go throughout this time. Okay, so I don't know if anybody here watched the announcement yesterday, but the governor basically mandated starting tomorrow, non-essential businesses need to close. Now, we're fortunate that we get to remain open. So being a restaurant, you do not have to close, which is a huge, huge blessing. So we need to be very thankful and very, just realize how much of a blessing that is that we do not have to close. But with that being said, we kind of have to step up our game on what we are doing to encourage social distancing in our restaurants. I know we've had tables set up, and I'm going to send out a PDF that will kind of give you some guidelines of what to do, but we've already done it here in Greenbrier, so I wanted to kind of show you guys on this video what we did, and so you guys can do that in your stores. So first thing, you can see this red tape right here, so let me kind of tilt it. So go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some red duct tape. And what you want to do is you want to basically mark it on the floor so people know, hey, because you're trying to avoid people standing too close to the counter, because then there's only 3 feet between the counter and the customer. We need to encourage 6 feet of distancing from the counter to the customer. So that's one use of the tape. Another thing you can do is you can actually take the table and put the table against the wall where your chip racks used to be, and that also will create a barrier for people to know, like, hey, you can't be this close. But we went with the tape at Greenbrier, so you can get red duct tape at Lowe's or Home Depot. And so essentially what we did is we made the arrows to let people know, like, hey, you walk in this area, but the boxes, I don't know if you see, there's a box, like, for example, this box right here. This box right here is 6 feet from this box right here. So it's kind of showing people, like, hey, this is where you can stand, so you can stand here, and that's 6 feet apart. So that's the first thing that you need to do. So you need to mark that on the floor or use the tables to kind of move people away. Second thing we want to do is we want to discourage people from staying in our stores longer than they have to. So I know that we've tried to keep our dining room set up, but what we're going to do now is we actually want to break down the dining rooms. So this is what we want your tables to look like, where you have space. So if you have space, put them against the wall and stack your chairs on top of the table. Because one thing we've been seeing in some of our restaurants is people coming in and sitting down, which, again, we're trying to encourage social distancing at this point in time. It's really big. It's what our governor of Virginia has kind of mandated. So it's super important to have our tables actually and chairs put in a position where people can't sit on them. So put the tables against the wall and put the chairs on top of the tables. That way people can't get the chairs down and all that kind of stuff, because, once again, we're trying to create as many boundaries for social distancing as possible. Next thing, with the call-in orders and online orders, we're trying to create as little touch points as possible. So what we want to do is I'm trying to pan with my computer, take your chip racks and put them towards the front of the store. And so what we did here is we had an old pickup sign that we just taped to the wall, and we have our chip racks right here. So and we took one of the racks out. So you have a top one and a bottom. And so what we're going to do is, if there's an online or a third-party order, they're going to go up here. Okay, that way if somebody comes in, they can just grab their order and go. So in Greenbrier, for example, they've been having to go all the way down to the second pickup line, which I can turn. So they're having to go all the way down to this pickup line here, and they're walking and they're in the store for longer than they have to be. So we're trying to put stuff towards the front of the store. That way people can just come in, grab it, and they can go out. So we want you to put your chip racks in that area. So that's really important. The other thing I want to do for that is on the to-go bags, the handled bags, you need to write clearly on that to-go bag the name of the order. So in the top left corner or top right corner, clearly mark the name that's with the online order. That way people come in, they can clearly see their name, they can grab the bag, they can go. And in the bag, you need to make sure every single bag has the stickers on it. So they have to be sticker shut. If you do not have those label stickers, you need to order them from Cisco. And if you, in the short term, you can use a Jersey Mike sticker. Just make sure it's labeled, it's clamped shut. That way, it's not being tampered with, and that will really help make sure people know, hey, this is safe. This has been prepared. Everything's good to go with that. So that's a really important step as well. Last thing I want to close with, I know this is just like a little short update video, but it's important to kind of see how the layout of the dining room needs to be and the way it needs to look. That way you guys can kind of execute it in your stores. But the thing I want to close with is this. By being open and being allowed to stay open, you have to understand what that means. And so what that means is that we are very integral on making sure people stay calm. You know, I think that the reason why the governor is allowing restaurants to stay open is because if he were to close all the restaurants, it would create a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, you know, so it's really important for us to stay open and continue working and excelling and doing what we do every single day. And so just remember that we want to still deliver excellent food and excellent customer service. We want to do our best to strive for that and embody the vision, mission, and values of our company day in and day out. We are going to get through this. We're going to make it through this, and we're going to have a huge rebound. So again, make sure that you're retaining the people the best you can. We do not want to lay off people. We do not want to get rid of people unless we have to. That's something that we're really trying to avoid. So if we need to move people to different stores and find ways to give people hours, if we can, we have to work as a team through this time. So please make sure that we're doing that, because when we bounce back, we're going to need those team members. But thank you guys for everything you're doing. Next week, we are still going to have a meeting, but we're going to do it on a Zoom call. I downloaded the Zoom app on everybody's iPads, so I'll kind of send out instructions about that. So we will do a Zoom meeting. We're not going to get together in the office. We'll do a Zoom call and do it remotely. We're not going to be doing the scheduling. We're going to have to postpone that until all this is over. We just need to be in person to be able to do that. The scheduling is just going to be a lot better, the back and forth in person. So no scheduling next week. We're going to continue doing our schedules the way we have been doing them currently, but we're not going to move into the digital platform until we can get back together and be able to meet and talk about that. Ryan sent out an email about orientations. April 4th, so that's going to be next week. We're going to start cycling general managers through orientations 3 at a time. Again, we're not going to exceed the 10-person limit, but we are going to start cycling GMs through. We want everybody to have an idea of what we're doing in these orientations and understand how they function, and we think that will be highly beneficial. So GM 1, 2, and 3, those are for next orientation, which is next Saturday. So not this Saturday, April 4th, and we'll send out calendar invites for those. All right. Thank you guys so much, and call me with any questions, call Ryan with questions, and then we'll kind of just move forward together and try to work our way through this as best we can. All right, thanks guys.